Hi everyone, it's Hiedi Scott. It's 2 days after Christmas and I'm starting to think, with DIY Dreaming, I'm sorry, forgot to say that. I'm starting to think about clearing some of the Christmas decorations away and filling those spaces with some winter kind of decor. So that's what I'm going to be showing you today. I'm going to be showing you 4 free or practically free projects that you can do with things that you probably already have around. So if you're jumping on, say hi so I know you're there, or say replay if you're watching it on the replay. If you have any questions, let me know. If you like this idea, let me know that too. So I have 4 different things to show you. The first one is I'm going to show you how to do this beautiful dough bowl right here. The second one is I'm going to show you what you can do with an old sweater. The third one is I'm going to show you how to make these pine cone tassels. And the fourth one is I'm going to show you how to fill one of your sweater vases with some vintage sheet music. Okay, so let me just jump right in with this. This is my dough bowl. And I don't know if you guys remember, let's see, this I would say is probably the front of it. Okay, if you remember about maybe 3 weeks ago, I did a video tutorial here on this DIY Dreaming page. Hey Sharon, thank you for watching. I did a tutorial and I showed you how to make these snowy pine cones, which are done with spray adhesive and kosher salt. I also talked about how to make your pine cones critter free. So just to review, and then you can look back and find that video if you're interested in doing that project. Hi Jamie, Janie? Sorry, I can't see very well. Hey Mary. Okay, so if you want to pick pine cones out of your yard or go to your park or your neighbor's yard, or out in the wilderness, they most likely have some live critters in them. So to make them usable so you don't have live critters everywhere, you're just gonna pop them on a cookie sheet, put some tin foil on top of it so that if the wax melts, or the sap melts a little bit, you don't ruin your cookie sheet. And then you're gonna put it in your oven for about 2 hours on 180 or 200 degrees. Oh, I'm so glad you caught me live, Mary. Thanks for watching. Okay, so then you can just fill a dough bowl or a wooden bowl, or really any container that you just have laying around. Mine has some plain pine cones that I picked up but didn't paint. It has little raffia balls. It has just a bunch of little things. Okay, and this is the perfect time of year, unless you're somewhere where it's super snowy, to pick up these. Yesterday I went out into my yard and I see a critter in here right now. Anyways, and I picked up these little fallen pine needle branches. And you can just pop those right in your dough bowl, and they'll probably last a week or 2 before they start to get brown. And you have a beautiful, practically free centerpiece. Okay, so that was my first idea. My second idea is what you can do with sweaters. Okay, and so yesterday, the day after Christmas, I went to my favorite little Goodwill shop and I picked up a sweater. Okay, and it looked like this, whoops, before the sleeves were cut off. And this one had just been freshly dry cleaned and it was 50% off of $6, so it cost me $3. It's practically free. Okay, so the first thing I did, and it's a nice cable knit, and it's a creamy ivory color. So you want either white or creamy ivory with a nice, whatever you find appealing, it's personal taste, cable knit. And the first thing I did is I cut the sleeves off, okay? And then I just took the part that's at your wrist and that doesn't usually have the same design, and I measured how far up I wanted it, and I just folded that over, and I literally just slid it onto my candle. I didn't hem the bottom or anything, and I really don't think you need to. And then I took some twine or jute or hemp or whatever you have on hand, and I just tied it around 3 times and put a little knot on these. And then I put some battery operated candles in them. These would look pretty on the same surface that I will be putting the dough bowl with the pine cones. Okay, so this is super, super easy. Then to add something a little different, I decided just to make a little garter. Okay, and this was just, I don't know, 3 inches of one of the sleeves cut. I just popped it on, and then using some little burlap ribbon, I just hot glued that around the tummy. And you could go further with this idea if you want. My idea for winter decorating is to remove all of the red, everything that screams Christmas, and to go to a more neutral palette of greenery, nature, snow, creams and ivories and that kind of thing. So this is what I ended up with for this one. I may take some of those amazing vintage white or cream buttons that I have, and I may put some on here. Or I might come up with a completely different idea. But anyways, so you can make and this could go directly on a candle as well. But again, it costs $3 for the whole sweater, and that part of it is probably about 10 cents worth of that sweater. Okay, and if you look over my shoulder, you can see this project, which it isn't completely finished, but I just took another slice of that same sweater sleeve and put it around the top of this vase. And this vase, you guys, don't buy glass vases brand new. Just go to your local thrift store, whichever one you like, and they have them all the time, because when people get flowers, they don't tend to hang on to the containers that the flowers came in. So you can find these for really inexpensive. So I am probably going to be doing a little painting on some of these branches, but these just came out of my yard today as well. So that's another idea for your what you can do with your sweater. And coming soon, I have another project involving this sweater where we're going to make what look like little snowballs for your dough bowl. And if you don't have a dough bowl or a wood bowl for this season of decorating, start looking around for something like that. It can be in whatever wood tone you prefer. But those make great centerpieces for your kitchen island, for your kitchen table, for your dining room, for your sofa table, just anywhere that you want something so it doesn't look completely bare. Okay, so I showed you these two, and they have candles in them. And I did buy a smaller one of these same glass jars. It's sort of got a little curve to it. And a candle wouldn't fit in there. And I was a little perplexed about what I could put in there. So then I remembered, oh my goodness, I absolutely love vintage sheet music, and I have tons of it here. And it doesn't even have to be vintage. Mine all came from Goodwill. But maybe you had a trumpet player in the house, or a violin player, or somebody who was in marching band, or somebody who took piano lessons, and you still have that sheet music hanging around. Well, you definitely need to pull it out and look back at some of the videos that I have on this page, DIYDreaming, because I did a lot of really great banners and Christmas ornaments, and oh my gosh, I made the most fabulous tassels, which if I remember, I will put a picture of those tassels in the comments on this post. But anyways, the sheet music that I got at Goodwill cost like $2 or $3, and I had a ton of it. So that's another practically free thing that you can use for decorating for this time of the year. I just love how classic these little rolled sheets are with twine on them. I can't remember which way is up. And I know this is pretty simple, but I want to show you how I did this, because I rolled up a whole bunch of sheet music all at the same time when I was making it. And this is what it's going to look like, basically, sitting next to these other candles. I'll probably put these on my sofa table. Okay, So what you're gonna do, this is how I made a whole bunch of them really easy, is I just tore the pages out of my book of music. Hey Sherry. Oh, thank you for sprinkling the love. Yeah, that really helps me. My page right now has something like 1,959 likes. And I had a personal goal to get to 2,000 by the 1st of 2020. So if you could help me with that, that would be awesome. But anyways, if you like crafts and you have friends that like crafts and you like things that are quick, easy, super affordable, a little unusual, and that require absolutely no artistic abilities, then they might like this page too. Okay, so back to the music. This was the first page in the book of music, but it doesn't matter because I rolled it the other way, okay? And all I did was essentially just start rolling, and then using this motion, you can get it rolled as tight as you want it. And then I found it easier to put the jute around it if it was secure. So I just took most houses have a bag of rubber bands hanging around somewhere. So I just took, it doesn't matter what color, a rubber band and put it around the top, and that held it secure while I was tying my jute on. And let's see, did this go all? Yeah, I think it did. And I just did a double knot, and then you can cut the little tails to your jute, whatever length you like. Okay, so it looks messy right now. I'm going to take the rubber band off, and then I'm just going to sort of wiggle it to get it straight and put your little things of jute at different levels. Okay, and there you go. That is a nice little vase filler, and it's practically free. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is an idea that I stumbled on during the Christmas holidays for things that you can do with pine cones. And when I went out in my yard yesterday, I saw that all these pine needle branches had fallen. I'm in Atlanta, and we don't usually have a lot of wind, but we did have some wind last week. So that's probably what happened. So I'm going to show you how you can turn this into something that looks like this. And if I had showed you this before Christmas, these make lovely package toppers. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it now that Christmas is over. I may hang them on my mantle. I have some of those little cup holders underneath the edge. Or I may put them in some arrangements, or I may figure out a whole nother craft to do with these. But I thought they were really cool, and so I want to show you how to do it. Okay, so basically what you are going to do, let me move this all out of the way, is you're just going to pick up one of these fallen branches that you have in your yard. Look for the ones that are green right now, because, hey Peggy, oh, Janie says that's adorable. Thank you, I appreciate that. Because they're gonna get brown over time. So pick the greenest, freshest ones that you have. And then you're literally just going to pull the needles off, okay? And you're gonna eventually come up with a whole bunch of them, okay? And that's gonna look like this. And basically, I just took, again, one of my handy dandy little rubber bands. You could use florist wire. Or, I mean, whatever you want, but this was easy for me, and I picked the ones that were green so that they wouldn't show out of my bag of rubber bands, okay? And I just grabbed a bunch of the pine needles, and I kind of pounced them so that they have this flat bottom, okay? And if you are like somebody who really likes things to be exactly symmetrical, I suppose you could cut the ends of the pine needles so they were all the same length. But I like how they're different, okay? Hey, and if you can think of an idea of what I could do with these, please tell me and share with everyone here on this page, because I would, I'm totally up for suggestions, and I love it when you guys give me ideas. Okay, so And you can make these bunches as big or small as you want. By the way, shake them off really good before you bring them in, just to make sure that they don't have anything living inside of them. Okay, then I just took some handy dandy jute, and I took my glue gun and I put a little glue on a spot to get it started. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second. Okay, so it doesn't even matter where you put it. And you can go over to the other side and put another little dab of glue. This is what's going to be your hanger. And they can be as short or long as you want. Okay? You're going to end up with something like this. It's glued on both sides. And then, this is one of those crafts that you can do, your kids can do, you can do while you're just hanging out watching TV. You're just going to start winding the jute around your pine needles. And there's a couple different ways that you can do this. I'm going to show you this one slightly different from the ones that I already did. You're just going to, do as much as you want on it. And then add another little dab of glue to finish it off. And you can tuck the little end underneath one of the pieces of jute that you tied around. But this one, I left the tips completely exposed. And these ones, I covered it most of the way. You also don't have to make them with a holder. And these ones I just made just with the twine around the end. These two. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you today. Go look in your closet and see if you have any old sweaters, cream or ivory. Look in your kids', especially if you have little ones that had those cute little sweaters. Look in their closets. Look in your husband's closet. If you don't have something, just run to your local thrift store and you can pick something up for $2 or $3. It's pretty darn easy, especially this time of year. Also, if you have a student, a child that played any kind of musical instrument, go look and see if you still have some of their sheet music. If you don't, head over to your local thrift store and you can probably find some there for just a few dollars. What else do I have here? Head outside and pick up pine cones that you're gonna bake. Pick up any of these pine needle things. If you have them in your yard, go to your church, go to your neighbor's yard. If they have good trees, go to your favorite park. And I'm sure you'll be able to get some of those. And that's really, and then you probably have jute or twine if you're a crafter hanging around. I have oodles and oodles of this, but this is super inexpensive. It came from Walmart and it was probably $3. Okay? And that's really all you need to get started making some of these projects, which I hope you liked them. Let me put them all in front of our little thing. Love the ideas you made your banner at Christmas so pretty. I'm just putting my banner that I made at Christmas away, and I have a couple things coming up. One is I'm going to make a new banner for my fireplace. It's going to be a combination of burlap and sheet music. And you know those little itty bitty wooden clips, laundry clips that you can find, that you see them at the dollar store, you see them everywhere. I'm going to use those too, and some jute. So anyways, I have more fun banners and vintage sheet music projects coming up. So thank you so much for watching. Hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will be coming live again very soon, most likely tomorrow, with more ideas that are quick because I have a short attention span, that are super easy and they don't require a ton of different ingredients. They are usually very affordable, free or almost free. I love to repurpose things from Goodwill or other things that I just have hanging out at home. They're sometimes a little unusual, like making a a tassel out of pine needles and making a candle garter out of an old sweater. And the last thing is they don't require any artistic or crafting abilities. So I will be DIY dreaming up lots more ideas to share with you. And tell your friends about this page if you like it and want to help me reach my goal of 2,000. That would be awesome. Bye. I'll see you again soon.